All right, let me. All right. Okay. Okay. Let me. Oh yeah. Ooh. Let me. Making sure, guys. I'm trying to do this thing, getting into it. Sorry, guys, for being late. I just have to. I was out doing something, so I was kind of, whatever. I was gonna do the podcast today. Let me post the link. Hold on. Let me edit it. Yeah. Oh yeah. Let me. Okay. Hold on, guys. I'm doing something. Let me eat in. Tell me, guys. Cause let me make sure. All right. Let me. All right. Let me. All right. All right. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me try to get more. Let me try to get mortified here. What the fuck am I doing, man? All right, guys. Sorry, guys. I'm doing this thing. I'm doing this. Just got here, so I'm just trying to ease in so I can make this easier. Meta Universe, Mortify. Is Mortify added to my list? All right. All right. I left the link, guys, to the hangout. So all right, let me see, making sure everything's fine. All right, cool. Then I'm setting up, guys. All right, shit. What the fuck you doing? Do we got away, man? All right, let me set up. All right, let me ease up a little bit. Get comfortable. I am fucking back. Thank God I'm not all goddamn day. Just came back from Black Panther, guys. So what up, guys? What up, guys? What up, guys? This your boy. This your boy, No Filter, man. This is episode 7 of the Dragon Ball. This is episode 7 of the Dragon Ball podcast. I usually do it around 12, but I was out kind of busy, so I kind of had to reschedule this thing kind of late. But yeah, today I don't know. We had a discussion last week, but we're gonna just talk about everything Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball. We can probably continue discussion from the last podcast. A lot of things going into it, but but before we get the podcast started, man, how you guys doing, man? Just came back for Black Panther. Just came back for Black Panther, watching it the second time, different perspective on it. I did a review on it. Also, guys, thank you to the force. I don't care about views, but this is significant for me. To a Black Panther review with MU and Mortify. Thank you, guys. You guys have been an awesome fan, awesome guys. For watching it, for liking it, leaving liking comments. Thank you guys really for being supportive. When I first started this channel, and this is kind of talking to you guys before. I'm waiting to MU and Mortify them to join in. When I first started this channel, I was kind of nervous, especially me having a speech impediment. Very nervous. Very nervous. Didn't, we're going into it, and I was scared. I'm not gonna lie, was scared to talk to you guys because I feel like there's a lot of MGTOWs who have stories and they have different perspectives, and sometimes when you're a guy, especially a guy like me who's kind of very insecure. Not I'm secure in my manhood, but like far as speech impediment, speaking wild, I am not the best speaker. I stutter a lot. It's part of my dyslexia. But and speech impediment. So it's not easy talking to you guys. But I will be doing also a update. I'm promoting him along. I'm talking to you guys, whatever. Update. I will be starting my mid-top content back next week, probably tomorrow, Tuesday, and I will be starting my Midtown content back up again, and I will be doing some Midtown streams because I know, shout out to SFM, man. Because I know SFM taking a break, so I'm gonna try to, pick up the slack that SFM did. I'll pick up the slack that SFM, was carried the weight that the SFM was carrying with the streams. So don't hold me to it, but I'm gonna try my best to be put daily content. I'm trying my best, and I'm trying to really stay on schedule, guys. But yeah, this is episode 7 of Dragon Ball Podcast, man, and this is gonna be fun. Back and relax, get some popcorn, get your chill, get your sandwich, get your drink, get into it. But yeah, it was good, man. But and today's episode, on today's episode, we're gonna talk about Dragon Ball Z from the beginning to the end, the good things, the bad things, the fillers, and everything, get into it. And and this is actually, this is a good topic. You know, what made you, when did you first fall in love with Dragon Ball Z? And the reason why I want to do this podcast, or the reason why I started doing this podcast, because shout out to Misguided Midtown, shout out to Emmy Midtown Universe. You guys really got me, because I always been a Dragon Ball Z type of, I always been a Dragon Ball Z fan. I always been a Dragon Ball Z type of guy. I grew up with the original anime on Toonami, so I grew up on it as a kid, like when it was popular. When Super Saiyan actually was a thing. Before Super Saiyan, before whatever. And I grew up with Cooler, and I grew up with the original Dragon Ball Z. And growing up on it as a kid, looking back on it now, I mean, of course, I'm a grown man, so it's good. I look at things differently now. I don't have the time and patience because I got things going on in my life, but um, definitely, one of my biggest things, one of my first memories of Dragon Ball Z, I never forget it. Like I would come home from school, and I would technically come home from school and just do my homework, and Dragon Ball Z. Me and my friend best friend, I'm not gonna say his name on air to dox myself, but being my best friend, male guy, he kind of grew up in a broken home, so he kind of come to my house. So I had a group of two parents. Mom still living there, so no longer here, but you know, watch it, and I'll never forget it. I remember when Raditz showed up, Nappa. I remember when Piccolo was training Kid Gohan. I mean, when Piccolo was actually considered enemy Goku at one time. I mean, it was a phenomenal thing, and to look at Dragon Ball Z, and to look where it is now. I mean, it's a phenomenally. I mean, it's a love hate thing. I mean, people love the original. You can say Kai, even Kai to a certain extent. I think definitely Dragon Ball Z have really evolved into amazing manga, and I think amazing anime, and I think that just like we all have love things, we all have things we love, and we all have things we hate about something we grew up with. And I look at way Dragon Ball Z have not just transcended culture wise, but I mean, here's the thing: I'm a black guy, so and I resonated with Dragon Ball Z. Maybe it was something into me. It just I always grew into it. I remember the toys back in the day. I remember watching the doing Frieza doing the on the Namek saga. When Goku was Super Saiyan for the first time, I gotta say that one of my top DBZ moments of all time. I still think it's easily number one up to me, besides Goku on Ultra Instinct, which is like two easily up there. Definitely, but I think definitely the show has really evolved and adapted. I mean, even my love hate Super with the power ups and the power levels, broken power scales. That I mean, we'll be going back and forth easily about what's going on, what don't work, all this other good stuff, whatever, all this other good stuff. League is not working. Let me see. Let me try. Hold on. Excalibur. Try this ink link now. Let me see. Let me add you to the Excalibur. Are you on Google Plus? What is it? Shit. What is it noise? I got stuff muted. I got the stuff music. I got stuff muted in the background, guys. Let me Excal. Let me add you. Let me for some reason. Let me now let me you are my Excalibur. Let me go to your channel. Let me add you to my own list. I can invite you in through the invite thing. Um, you on Excalibur? You on Google Plus, so I can add you to my list, and I can just add you in that way. I want to change the procedure because this thing's kind of differently. Matter of fact, hold on, let me do something. I figured this way out. I figure out because posting that link in the chat, that thing is kind of that is a broken system. So let me no filter BS, no filter BS. All right. Okay. Okay, yeah, okay, okay. I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do it this way because this thing right here is kind of pissing me off. How the way we did it. Mental Universe. Mental. Hold a second. Hold a second. Hold on. Hold on. All right. I don't do what whiskey did. I hate I have to do this. Guys, here's my email. Oh, here is it. Here, guys. What is it? Shit. Fuck is it? Here's it. Here's it. Here's it. Here's my email. Guys, here's my email. And send me an email, send me an email, and I'll send you the invite link because doing it this way is kind of fucking hard to do it. But yeah, definitely. But to go back to the point I was making, I gotta say, definitely, it was ever since I probably said ever since I was a kid, I fell in love with Dragon Ball Z, and I think sometimes growing up on the anime because it's like like as a kid, like I was like very, and this is some personal shit. I mean, like DBZ, but when I was like I say easily when I was like a kid, easily when I was like a kid, growing up very, I was like a very introvert. So I kind of like, there was moments I was an introvert and, I had very few male friends, very few friends, but how I relate to my friends, and I'm pretty sure you guys can relate to it the most, is I relate to my friends in Dragon Ball Z way. We'll go to school the next day, watching Dragon Ball Z. Oh my God, you saw what so and so did so and so, and it's like you know, looking back on it now, man, it's amazing. It's amazing how I really because Dragon Ball Z helped me get through a lot of times. Like I was in special ed, and I had a lot of friends that was in special ed, and we kind of had a hard time get picked on. They had a hard time learning like I did. And growing up, and how DBZ really not just made me kind of more of the person I am today. And even I think that I watch it, even I know it's some anime shit, but for some people it's an anime. For some of them it's entertainment. For me, it was part of my childhood. It's part of my personality. It's part of who I was. And I'm always gonna be a Goku fanboy. And I grew up on a lot of stuff, but it got me through a lot of my times. And I remember one time, I was getting picked on. I was thinking the day before I was going to school and I got thrown in a locker. And then one of my male friends of mine, she came to my house like, man, DBZ's about to come on. And then we watched the episode. I forgot what episode it was. And it was I think it was the episode where Vegeta showed up with Nappa. When DBZ first started. And Dragon Ball Z first started. And watching it and fuck it. I mean, and I'm cussing here, but like in awe of how amazing the show was, and just like I was blown back like, oh my God, this is so cool, and this is like, wow, man. And it goes to show you that I think when I think of Dragon Ball Z and I think about the moments, the love, the hate, the filler, I think that even though I mean, as an adult now, I look back on the filler like, yeah, I feel like they could have wrapped it all up. I think that I look at like Naruto, I look at a lot of these One Piece, I look at a lot of these animes today, and I think Dragon Ball Z has influenced so many. Because I think that yeah, Dragon Ball Z is has a love hate with it, have a love hate with the thing sometimes with power, especially with Super. But despite even with some of my minor nitpicks of Super, I think that Super to me, Goku, Ultra Instinct Goku was introduced one of my top moments. But I think definitely Dragon Ball Z have influenced a generation. Um, and when you look at society, when you look at for me, I was a geeky guy. I was like, I'm a nerd now. Like I'm a hardcore nerd. Like I'm a geeky guy in the comic books and shit like this. I always been into it. But even when I was in comic books, I was more into DBZ. And like I'm older now, so I'm into comic books and DBZ. So I'm like 50-50 with both. Well, I'll probably say 80% Dragon Ball Z. I remember my I was my this was like when my cousin was younger. I would visit my like I would spend like the weekends down at my cousin's house. I'm not gonna say my cousin name dox myself, but um sitting there watch DBZ, and I remember there was this toy store. It's no longer around, but this toy store had old DBZ figures, and I never forget it. It was Gohan in the Cell Saga. This was like during the Cell Saga, and this is my love for DBZ really got started too. Was I had Piccolo. Matter of fact, I still got that toy. Probably show it to you guys one day, but not now. 'Cause I'm not showing my face, but um it was Piccolo, and I have Piccolo. I have Gohan, Goku, Vegito. I actually got that figure. I actually got the figure. I gotta find it somewhere, stashed somewhere around here. And I remember it was a toy store, and they sold DBZ figures. They sold DBZ figures, and while watching, while watching what you call it, while going to the toy store, and I brought the figures, and I never forget it. Like watching the watching the cell games go along, and playing. I had Cell, I had Frieza, I had Vegeta. I had Trunks at one time too, and like I lost these figures when I lost the house. I was 16, so you know, and I'm mad I lost them because for me it's more part of my childhood. So and just growing up with the toys and the things, and I really gotta say Dragon Ball Z have really made me embrace my nerdy side. It made me embrace who I was, and I think that especially being I hate the word black, but being a person of color, I don't like speaking about race. I just say color. Um, being a minority, being a person that's heavily into anime. I remember when I was back in high school, I used to get picked on by not my male, not by my male friends, but by other guys who was not into anime. I was not like I said before, you guys know about my other streams, but I'm into. I was a very introvert. I was a very guy that believed. I was a guy that believed. um I was a guy that was a very into what I want. I was into a lot of stuff. And let me see. Let me check the chat, guys. I'm getting into it. Excalibur, send me an email, or whoever want to join the chat, send it to nofilterbs@gmail.com. It's in the chat, and I'll send you the invite link because it seems like it seems like the hangout link it ain't doing what's supposed to do. So I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna do it the other way around. I'm checking on. All right. Hold on a second. Let me hold on a second. Hold on. Let me see. I'm sending you the link. I'm sending you the link. Let me respond to Mortify. Um there we go. Okay. All right, there we go. Mortify. There we go. Mortify. I sent it to you. I sent it to you. I gotcha. I gotcha. And I got my email. I'm checking my email too, guys. I'm trying to talk to you guys. So, what is it? What is it? Is it? Hold on. Let me make sure. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to get this thing doing. I'm trying to help. Whatever. It. I don't know how MU did it. And is it? Hold on. What the hell is wrong with the link? I need to fix this thing. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, but let me get back to my point. I'm checking. I'm trying. What a Mortify.
Yo, what's up, man?
Nothing much, man. You got it in?
Yeah.
Okay. But what
Yeah.
did it work through the email? Did it work well through the email?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I'm just doing a new format. I'm just gonna send it through my email because it seems like that's the only way it seems gonna work. But we talked about like DBZ. What got you? What got me into DBZ? Your fondest memories, your childhood. What got you into DBZ? So like, Mortify. What got you into DBZ? What age you guys like DBZ?
Well, what got me into DBZ was the Great Toonami,
Oh
an
yeah.
anime block that was on Cartoon Network. It was great.
Yes, it was. It was. Yes, it was. So like,
So,
go
yeah.
ahead.
So about from say 2005 up to 2000, late 2008, Toonami would show Dragon Ball Z as well as other animes.
Yes,
I
yes.
believe I can't remember. I know one of them was this anime called Grand Prix something where they were in these tech mech robots, these giant tech robots that were used for racing on a track. So I would say around being around a preteen, that's when I decided to get into Dragon Ball Z because I saw it on Toonami. I enjoyed it, I liked it, and then I started playing some of the games. Dragon Ball Budokai Tenkaichi 3. It was on the Wii at the time, so I decided to get it and play it, and I
Mm,
enjoyed the game as well. That was a great
yes,
game.
yes. Yes. Was it was that because I remember my first Dragon Ball Z game. I was like had to be 60. It's like this my dad was actually alive, which is kind of my best final memories before he died of cancer. But like my dad, I never sort of forget it. My dad knew I was a big DBZ fan. It was the last time I saw him alive, like in good health before he got put in hospital. And my dad was like, "Son, I got something special for you." It was going into it. It's like, "Oh my God." And he's sitting there. My dad's like, "I brought you a DBZ game," and it was like the old the old PlayStation game where you had to be in the ring. You had to move around. You couldn't move around free like you do like in what you call it Xenoverse where you move around freely. You had to do the controller and just like you stand in one position and you can kick them out the ring. And I never forget it. My dad knew this is the last fond moment I had of him. He, brought me a DBZ game. I hugged him like, "Dad, I love you." He's like, "Man," he's like, "I love you, son, too." And he told me he had cancer. Like, man, fuck, man. And like, wow. And that's why I always say DBZ has a fine memory in my heart because I have had moments growing up. I remember when I was like 5 or 6, dude, like watching DBZ. Like I remember when Vegeta first showed up as a villain with Nappa. Like I remember that like it's yesterday, dude. Like when Piccolo was training Kid Gohan on the rocks and stuff, and then Piccolo was the enemy of Goku. I was like, oh my fucking god! And I look back on Goku, Dragon Ball Z now, and I think it's have trained. To me, I think Dragon Ball Z have influenced a lot of animes. Like, and like for me, then I got into Sailor Moon eventually after that. But like, I saw what like Dragon Ball Z is the reason why I got into anime because like before Dragon Ball Z, I was not into the stuff because like no disrespect to people that watch Star Wars, but I felt like I was not a big Star Wars fan. It's like my dad was a huge Star Wars fan. He tried to get me into it. I was like, I'm not into this stuff. And then I saw Goku, Vegeta, I saw Piccolo, Gohan. Yeah, Yamcha's a bitch in the show. We all know Yamcha's a bitch. Tien, Chapsu, Chi Chi, Boma, like Master Roshi and like the Flying Nimbus. I grew up on Kai too. Like I remember watching this stuff like, oh my fucking god, and to watch where it is now, it's phenomenally beautiful, man. And I think that Dragon Ball Z have really brought culture into it because I remember when I was in high school, dude, like it was like you was considered a square watching Dragon Ball Z back in the day, especially in my high school, especially in the school I went to.
Also, now since I'm well, I've done a bit of investigative work on this link. It seems like when you post, whenever you take the link from the invite and then you post it into the chat, that particular link alters the actual link for the chat. And so
Okay.
this normal link that you sent me, you can
Mhm.
use that and you can post that in the chat. But
Okay.
the invite one, it doesn't seem to work right. And then
What?
also, and then also another thing about the link, where it is, let me do undo. The last part
Mm-hmm.
is actually, that's the link where it says hangouts.google.com and then the link following that, that's the actual link. But you have to change some characters in order for it to work because it's completely altered. You have to
Do you
get
have,
rid
like,
of
do you have
YouTube.
to put the E in? Because I know you put E in on the last stream.
Yeah.
Ian did. I noticed. I noticed that when he put Ian, it did work. I'm like, holy snap, it did work. It did work.
So that link, that will work.
All right, hold on. Let me. No, hold on, snap. Go ahead. Go ahead. I mean, let me. Go ahead. All right, I'm putting it. So put it in the chat. Let me. No, I put it in the chat. I put it in the chat. Go ahead. Go ahead. Modify.
So yeah, how I got into Dragon Ball Z was through Toonami. a great block that has been restored by Adult Swim because,
Yeah.
Cartoon Network, for some reason, seems to love fucking up, and this shit's been garbage since at least 2009. And then, when there are some good shows, like a regular show, it only
Yeah.
lasts for a few years. Then it goes back to shit. But yeah, ever since I got hooked on Dragon Ball Z, I became a fan ever since then.
But like, did you like were you picked on it? Because I'm pretty sure when I was in high school, like I was in middle school, high school, I was picked on it because like I look at Dragon Ball Z now because, and the reason why I relate to Dragon Ball Z too much because Dragon Ball Z so much because I made friends outside of like that was not black. Like I had a Mexican friend, a white guy, I had an Asian guy. We just like we would discuss Dragon Ball Z. Like we would just discuss it. Like we'd be in the lunchroom talking. Like man, so and so did so and so. You saw watch so home? Yeah, man, that was dope. And like we sitting there. And like I remember, like we had a couple of jocks and a couple of guys that was out there getting the girls, whatever. They'd be like, "Y'all some corny motherfuckers. Y'all some corny niggas, man. What the fuck are y'all discussing this shit for? This shit terrible." And like me, because I made friends outside of the black community, so I was like, okay. And that's why, like, for me, the show made me actually, relate to other cultures, like, and not on a racist level, like, oh man, fuck this shit. Like, no, like I actually had friends with them. Generally, we just like lunchroom, like just like every day discussing Dragon Ball Z. Like that's all I discussed it. Like while other guys was into girls and shit like that, I was into like Dragon Ball Z. That's all I would discuss. Like because I was so heavy into it, I was like, man, like god damn, that was good, man. Like man, that was a dope episode. Like and the thing is, like, and like I'm pretty sure you got the same time. Like like hey, like did you make friends that was outside of the black community that you could relate to that watched the show as well?
Not really. The school I went to, it was predominantly black or yeah, it was predominantly black people. So
Yeah,
I didn't really go to a school during the time in Steel.
yeah,
Later on, I didn't go to a school that had much diversity.
yeah,
It was strictly black people,
yeah.
urban inner city, that kind of thing.
My school was urban. I hate that word urban, but my school was like I don't say it was like I say 80% black and 20% of different other races. Like it was 80% black and 20% like other races people. So, but it was like more black people than anything. But I related more to the kids that was not my color, like skin color. I hate that word color, but like not my race. So it was like for me, like we would discuss it and like we just sitting there discussing back and forth like a bunch of nerds, like just discussing it. And I remember like because I got shame for because even girls picked on me like, why the fuck are you discussing this shit? Like, what the fuck is going on to it? Like,
You're in the DBZ. You like whatever you want to. What are you, a lame virgin? You're not gonna get any pussy. Something like that.
yeah. So you don't like Dave's Chris? Hold on, if I go ahead.
Yeah. It's just that in particular, when you are surrounded by just a particular commonality, a particular constant type of people, you really have to worry about because it's now a problem that you're going to be ridiculed. You're going to be ostracized from some group. You're going to be belittled and criticized and attacked and even bullied just because you like something different that everybody else doesn't.
Yeah, but definitely, I think definitely the show, like for me, kind of helped me. What is it? It helped me relate to other people that was outside my community.
Also, Excalibur, that guy posted the actual link. He said, use the third link and add the dots. YouTube I think he meant alters the link. So like, so like, I just tried to post the link earlier, and I noticed that the link actually does change. because it starts off with some redirectory page, has some kind of disclaimer warning. So you have to actually post it how Excalibur posted in order to get the actual link. So
So
there's no problems.
so that's how you do hangouts from that. So that's the actual link now.
Yeah.
Okay, I posted. I posted 2 times just to make sure it's not there. But go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
You have to post it with the dot like Excalibur, otherwise the link changes. It
Yeah.
starts off with a redirection page.
I posted the link 2 times, so I posted it 2 times. So yeah. Go ahead. But it was like, but I was like, I remember solely, like I remember. Hold on a second. Go ahead, modify. But it was like, well, one thing I noticed too, because like also like you said before, like to just what you were saying before, but while you was talking, I feel like definitely I got that shame. I got that type of shame. Well, I don't say the word shame, but I actually got that type of pressure to do that because like even some of my black male friends, I tried to discuss DBZ with them because they was too busy. Like they was into like chasing females.
Yeah, you're supposed to be getting pussy.
Yeah.
Man, I'm racking up bad bitches while you're watching Dragon Ball Z. You're a nerd.
Yeah, but it's like that's what I'm trying to say. Like I even got that for me, but the thing is, it really didn't bother me as much because, like, for me, I had other people, I had people related to. So for me, it's like always been like that. So like Dragon Ball Z is not just part of my life, as far as an anime, it's part of my life growing up as a kid. Because I always felt like, and I said this all the time, like I may be a black dude, but I am very rare for most guys. Like I've always been into comic books, I've always been into anime. I've just been into like stuff that most people would consider called corny. And I think a lot of people like, oh man, the unique shit. It's like, dude, it's like I always been like that. And I think Dragon Ball Z not only helped me deal with kind of like the whole idea of just being outside and being different. And maybe that's why I relate to Super Saiyan in a way, because like I always felt like I had a chip on my shoulder. So when Goku went Super Saiyan for the first time, when Frieza killed Krillin, and Goku went Super Saiyan for the first time, I felt like that because like a lot of times I would get angry at people because they wouldn't understand me. Like, man, you need to fucking understand. You don't understand me, and it's like, wow, man. And I related so much, and I feel like Dragon Ball Z have influenced a lot of animes, man. People say Dragon Ball Z haven't, but
Absolutely.
he's a. I mean, if you look in Naruto, you could tell it.
Yeah.
You could tell it's more DBZ. You could tell a lot of the it have influenced a
About
lot.
Naruto.
Yeah.
Here's the thing with that. I would argue that that because it's really funny. Naruto Shippuden gets the vast majority of the credit for all the popular Shonen Jump animes. But
Yes. Yes.
who really deserves the most credit is Dragon Ball Z.
Yes. It.
Before there was Naruto Shippuden back in 2008, I believe it started, there was Dragon Ball Z back in the late 1990s. And
Yes.
it was doing all of that cool Shonen Jump shit before Naruto was even a thing in the
Yes.
in the
Yes.
Shippuden series.
Yes, definitely. I mean, definitely. I think definitely. I mean, even you can look at like you can even look at some like you can look at what was that One Piece? Like I just started getting into One Piece like the early. I'm watching the first scene currently, and I watched the show. I'm like, damn, it's a lot of Dragon Ball Z references, and it's like a lot of callbacks to Dragon Ball Z. Like, and even like the main character. I forgot the main character of One Piece. I got familiarized myself with the show, but it kind of reminded me of Goku a little bit. Like, yeah,
His name's Luffy.
yeah, yeah. He kind of remind me of Goku a little bit, like what's going on to it, and like even Naruto, like how they go is, but you know what Sasuke remind me of though, watching, especially going back to Naruto, the Sasuke put me in mind of Vegeta, like Vegeta start off, well,
Yeah.
yeah, he does kind of
Good
remind me of
point.
Vegeta though, like he does kind of remind me of Vegeta, like he's kind of like the prialistic guy, and you got Naruto who's kind of like Goku, and then you have like Sasuke, Sasuke, he's kind of like this, this version of Vegeta, but it's that he just flat out pure evil. Like, but Vegeta actually ends up becoming the good guy, and later on later on in the manga, like,
Yeah.
yeah, and like I want you a question, because I read
Vegeta's
some of the
more
books,
of like an anti-hero,
yeah,
but Sasuke's more of an anti-hero as well. He
yeah.
may have started off with bad intentions, but now he's good, just like Vegeta. But continue.
Yeah, but it's like I want to ask you a question. I want to ask you a question. Out of everything, do you think if they decide to bring Dragon Ball Z, do you think overall if they bring Dragon Ball Z back to like the actual television, not like on YouTube, whatever, do you think like they could do what they did back in the day where they had so many filler episodes? Because one thing I know we should talked about it on last episode, like episode of Dragon Ball Z podcast, like I want to talk about filler because I feel like Dragon Ball Z was the king of it. Cause like there was a lot of episodes in Dragon Ball I watched. Like if you watch it, because I actually have the Buu Saga, like Super, all the stuff on Blu-ray. So I have like I've been buying Dragon Ball stuff, Dragon Ball Z stuff like crazy. Because I'm back into the show now. But like always on the show. And one thing I noticed watching the show now, looking at that filler, I'm like, yeah, there's a lot of like 4 or 5 episodes of them talking, and then in the next episode they fighting and stuff like that. Do you think Dragon Ball Z is the reason why we get a lot of shows with filler on it? Because like if you go to Naruto and later seasons of Naruto, a lot of episodes with filler, like basically like filler. You go to One Piece, a
Whole
bunch of filler.
seasons of film.
Yeah, a whole season of filler, and it's like it is not the type of filler where it's not the type of filler you will sit back and watch. Like, oh man, like it's like when you watch it, like I've used a
I already
comparison.
know what you're talking about. I've gone over this before.
Yeah,
It it was shown and reported that 44% of all of Naruto Shippuden was pure filler. That's over 200 episodes of irrelevancy, of
yeah,
nothing.
yeah,
And and for those of you who maybe haven't caught up on Naruto Shippuden, there's only about 225, 250 episodes out of 500 that you actually need to see. It's not as difficult to catch up to Naruto Shippuden.
no,
Just
it's
skip
not.
the filler episodes
It's
and you're
not.
caught up.
Like, but do you feel like because you're older now, me and you are older, so we can able to understand it. Like, can you appreciate the filler now, or you still think that like they could have did without the filler or the old episodes of Dragon Ball Z? Because like looking back on it now, I feel conflicted on it because I feel like the situation like when Gohan was beating up Majin Buu, and he was actually doing it. And the scene with Gohan and Goku would have fused if they would have fused. I actually put it back, playing back in my mind. What would a fusion between Gohan and Goku would have been like? Because I could imagine what that would have been like. That would have been a crazy ass fusion. What would you even call it? Like that would have been crazy though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, so my opinion on the whole filler thing is okay. I won't mind a couple of episodes here, but there is there is a small threshold that once it passes, it already becomes an excessive, obnoxious amount
yep,
that irritates the viewer.
yep,
So, so Naruto Shippuden, that that is not only an excessive amount of filler, that is an insane amount of filler. There
yep,
are at least three whole seasons, 3 whole years full of filler. And then you catch up to the show after 3 years, on the fourth year that you stop watching Shippuden, now it's back to the canon again. That's
yep,
bad. That's
yep.
horrible.
It
That's
is.
unacceptable.
And the thing is, for me, is like the reason why I can give Dragon Ball Z a pass. The reason why I can give Dragon Ball Z a pass, even though like, they spend 80% of the time talking those filler episodes. They actually it's something going on. It's actually like something going on in the background. I'm like, oh wow, okay, I want to see what's going on with there going into it. But when you watch like Naruto or One Piece, a lot of these stuff, like man, god damn it, dude, like you doing a whole season of this stuff. I'm like, dude, get down to the point, have him face the villain off, like. And that's one thing I will say about Dragon Ball Z, and one thing I like about Super, because I know people give Super a lot of shit, especially with the power levels and shit like that, and the power ups and
And here's
whatever.
the thing
Yeah,
about filler.
yeah,
Here's the thing about filler. It's not like all of these episodes are last minute. They have so little time. No. these seasons of these anime shows and these TV shows in general, they are given a good amount of time, months, months before they are even announced. There's already work done on them. It's
Yeah.
not like they're doing all of this shit in real time. And they're working with the spare time they have, and they have teams of men working on the clock 24/7. No, no. This shit is planned. It's all
Yes.
premeditated. So
Yes.
really, there is no excuse for an excessive amount of filler. Maybe you want to buy yourself a few weeks. Okay. Maybe a filler episode here and there. Maybe as much as, say, 4 filler episodes a season. But
Yes.
when it
Whole
gets to
season.
like 10 filler episodes, you've crossed that mark. And you're really going to alienate viewers to stop watching. Because think about this. You can have, and I know it's going to sound crazy to a lot of anime fans. You can have a whole anime season without filler. Attack on Titan. There have already been seasons without filler. One Punch Man. Not a single filler episode. One Punch Man was 100% canon, and it was an awesome anime.
Yes. Yes.
No
Yes.
filler.
100%. 100%. Definitely. Yes. Definitely. And that's what I'm trying to say. You know, yeah, and it's like yeah, but definitely I feel like I said before, I can give Dragon Ball Z a pass because it's like like 4 episodes of filler, and then they get to the main crux of the story and they finish it up. And that's one thing I will say, before you finish your bring about your point up, I think definitely Dragon Ball Super. One thing I will give it credit, even though they take 1 or 2 weeks off, they wrap it up. They just trying to wrap this thing up fast as possible. And I know people talk about, oh yeah, I hated Kefla and that whole, and
That's
Kelly.
why I like it more than
Yeah,
all of the other seasons and shows of Dragon Ball because the pacing is much faster. There's less filler.
yeah,
It
but
has it has just about the right or appropriate amount of filler. So far, I've only seen I know of there being what is there about maybe 10 episodes of filler at most out of 100 and soon to be 29 episodes. There's only about 10 I can think of where I've seen that are filler, and it's not that bad. But
yeah,
when you get to Shippuden levels, half of your show being filler, you have
yep.
a fucking problem. Your
Yeah,
studio's lazy or something.
yeah, it is, and for me, and for me, it takes people out of the story. Like I watch other animes too, and like for me, like I watch a lot of animes, and one thing I do notice, for me, because people give super shit, I'm like, yo, super. They wrapping the story up. They wrapping the story up, and it's funny because I'm gonna bring up a point that MU said. I'm gonna bring up a point that Midtown Universe said. Shout out to MU, man. I'll be getting the stream soon, whatever. But like he brought up a point like, oh, Jiren, they coming down to talking points that made Jiren weak. But like, I'm bring a point up, and it's kind of like it's not part of the discussion, but it's kind of to the point. It's like we see Jiren now. Jiren is starting to get wrecked. And the thing, if you really think about it, like if you thoroughly watch Super right now, it makes sense. It makes sense if you crack down to it. You gotta show the character have a weakness because if the character just go through invulnerable, untouched, like that's boring as hell to me. So like
That's
when you see,
bullshit.
yeah, it is. And the thing is, like for me,
You can't
my
have an invincible, bulletproof character. I
yeah,
know a lot of people thought that Jiren was this immovable, like a mountain, untouchable, ungodly
yep,
person who could just bend the guard over and destroy them. No, it's all about perspective. At
yeah,
the beginning, he seemed like this tough, unmovable, ungodly person who could even fight Xenosama, for all we know. Now, he appears more human. He appears more like an ordinary fighter, although he's still a very powerful one. And he's not this invincible person.
no, he's
He's
not.
a person that has weaknesses. He's a person that has to go through the same challenges as everyone else, you
Yep,
know?
Yep, definitely he has to. And I think that to me, one thing I got to give it credit is the fact that they're getting now to the point where it's getting real. And to me, I like Super because it's the fast pace. Is look, I could have did without the episodes about Reaper Random and Love People. I fucking hated those episodes. I'm fucking glad they got eliminated in the race, whatever. But still, like
I was right there with you.
yeah,
I
but
couldn't
but
wait
but,
for
but,
them to
but
get
besides those
eliminated.
episodes, but besides those episodes, like look, I hated Kelf when they fused. I find that was some bullshit in itself. I feel like they were cheating and shit, but that's a conversation for another day. But it's like, but besides all the the Rivian stuff, the Kefla stuff, I could have did without. I'm like, you know what? I got some entertainment out of it. It was good and everything. And like I said before, I think that one thing I if they if I know they said Super is ending in March. If they bring the show back, and I hope they really do, if they do it in the TV, they actually do like a original anime, like they just bring it back to the TV. I really want to see them do what they did with Super and just do it, but actually fix some of the issues. Because one of my biggest things about Dragon Ball Z, I have always said this before. One thing I will say about Kai, I can respect about Kai to the original Dragon Ball Z, power levels make sense. And this has always been one of my main legit concerns with powers. Well, Dragon Ball Z, and you trying to you asking for logic in an anime show. You need to be questioning your life, but still, like I have always said this about Dragon Ball Z, and I have always said this about Kai. People give Kai a lot of shit because, like, whatever. But like Kai, there was power levels. It makes sense. The original Dragon Ball Z when Vegeta was a villain, Nappa, Raditz, power levels made sense. Whatever, it makes sense. And then with Super, it was like, okay, power levels get thrown out the window. Khalifa, she gets Super Saiyan 2 in a 15 minutes of a 30-minute episode. Like, yeah, y'all need to come fix that shit. But my thing has always been about Dragon Ball Super, and it's just the thing to me, the inconsistency is like the writing makes no sense. Like, okay, it's like when you look at when I think when Sumatsu showed up when Sumatsu showed up in the Future Trunks art, right? And you'll think, okay, a Super Saiyan Blue Goku and a Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, then Gaki form, they should be mopping the floor with Sumatsu, and they getting their ass kicked. And then you take Trunks, he get angry, he chops up Sumatsu with the sword. I'm like, last time I checked, that's fucking God key that Vegito had. Like, you mean tell me Vegeta come out the floor with this dude? Come on, man. Like that's the thing that I have always said about Super. That that's one inconsistency that I always want to just question my head with. But overall, I think that Super has fixed some issues, but the power level scaling, I think that's always been one of my biggest main concerns. But I want you one of your question. Watching Dragon Ball Z from power levels, have it always bothered you, or that just like you just ignore, you just accept it for what it is, like it never just gonna fix that problem, or the writing has always been kind of suspect a little bit?
Yeah, I, I complained about this earlier before, and I will continually stick by it. We have power levels for a reason. I understand that we have this whole new tier, this whole new category with this God Kai, destruction, the God of destruction, Super
Yes,
Saiyan gods, Ultra Instinct, and all this other stuff, and these limit breaker forms and all the other shit. But there should be no reason as to how a Super Saiyan 2 from Universe 6 is able to keep up with a Super Saiyan 3 Goku from Universe 7.
yes,
There's
yes,
no reason for that whatsoever.
yes,
The Super Saiyan 2 should be getting stomped. As far as we understand, Super Saiyan 3 is about 20 to 30% more powerful at least. Or
yes,
or looking at it from from some other lens, you could argue that it is completely 100% more powerful than 2. Regardless,
yes.
there should be no reason as to how a 2 can keep up with a 3. None.
Yes, 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 yes. And even that's what I'm trying to say. Like I even use this as a so prime example. And this is something I really noticed about Dragon Ball Super, and I should have brought it up last week. But do you remember when was it? when Khalifa went Super Saiyan 2 and Kale went Legendary Super Saiyan, right? Legendary Super Saiyan, right? And they going toe to toe with Goku. Goku's Super Saiyan 2 form, right? And you notice how he was running out of stamina, and then he for some reason he went to Super Saiyan 3 form, and he was what 2 minutes into the form he went back to 2. My question is, my thing is, and this is something I noticed about Dragon Ball Super. I should have brought it up last week. That when he's in blue, which is blue drains up a lot of your stamina, especially if you use the Kaioken times 10 or 20.
Mm-hmm.
It's my question has always been with him is that this whole power tournament thing with Goku, he has been using blue all the time. I rarely seeing him use three. I remember he went up. I remember he used three against Beerus in Battle with Gods, and Beerus knocked him out of it. But my thing is,
He also used 3 versus Kefla. I mean, not Kefla, but Caulifla and Kale. He
yeah,
used it against them when before they had gone into Kefla.
yeah, and it's like he was in it for 2 seconds and went back to two. And my thing is, you mean tell me you couldn't fight in three, but you went blue because blue is God key, drains up a lot of your stamina. So my thing is, you mean tell me he haven't mastered three yet? And that's my thing. That the question is, I agree with you more to find that. I should have brought
But
that up last.
however, but however, when he was fighting them, he did also go into red. First, First, it was a gradual increase in his power. He started off in base form, fighting
Yeah,
Khalifa and Kale. Then he went into Super Saiyan 1, Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3, and then he went into Super Saiyan God Red.
yeah,
Super Saiyan God Red doesn't use up as much not Kai, but stamina
it's
as
blue.
much as Blue. And then he went into Blue.
Yeah,
And that's
it's,
when he was
yeah.
knocked out of it when they used the Patera rings, which was cheating bullshit, by the way. But
It
I
was.
digress.
It was, and that's what I was saying. Like, cause he's always went blue. Even in the latest last episode when Vegeta gave him his last of his energy, he went blue, and then Jiren's about to knock him off, and then Goku went into Ultra Instinct. And my question is to this dude is like, he goes blue every time. Why don't you go Super Saiyan 3? I know he said he didn't master. He said he still drains a lot of the stamina, but you in blue all the time, and blue is draining up a lot of the stamina. And I would think if you're trying to conserve energy, I know especially in like the original, especially in the Buu arc, he was Super Saiyan 3, he ran out of stamina and stuff like that. But I would still think that to myself, if you're trying to use less stamina and maintain somewhat energy and still be able to have a fight and still be able to have your punches be effective, you can go Super Saiyan 3. And that I have always said he only went one time. He only went one time Super Saiyan 3 this whole arc. I'm like, wow, man, like that is so weird. Like, what's the thing? Like, you mean to me he haven't mastered the key form of he haven't mastered three yet? Because when he went three, and this is a question I'm asking myself too. Because I remember when he went Super Saiyan 3, I forgot what I think it was in the Buu arc. Was it in the Buu arc he was Super Saiyan 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. When he went Super Saiyan 3 for the first time, he was fighting Kid Buu in Super Saiyan 3. And I'm like, you mean to tell me you can't use it against Killer Khalifa in the Power Tournament? And it's like, because he was Super Saiyan 3 against
Not
Beerus in Battle with Gods.
not only Kid Buu, but he was also fighting regular Fat Bozo Buu.
Yeah, yeah. So my thing is like, okay, you use it, but you don't use it in the powers of tournament. Because I know like Dragon Ball Super is about God of Destruction, God Key, Xenoverses, and Xenos and whatever. I understand about basically God Key. Everything is about reaching God Key. Even see Gohan going Ultimate, he doesn't go Super Saiyan. I understand it's everything to me. But I have always said this about to me when I'm looking at Goku this whole time. I said he has never went Super Saiyan 3 besides that one time against Kellen Khalifa, but that was the only one time, and he went back to two, reverted back to two. And my thing is, okay, that is one weird transformation because I feel like he's always blue. Like even when he's out of stamina, he just goes back to blue. I'm like, what you mean? Tell me it just doesn't, and he goes back to blue, but he doesn't. it just that is one real power scaling going on right there, man. That's weird to me, man. But
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
yeah,
They they've really lost the consistency for power levels below the God Kai. I
yeah,
think they I think in my opinion, they really just want to have any to have everything be more about God Kai, so there doesn't have to be any consistency. Because with the God Kai, there really isn't any kind of hard numbers or any kind of statistics or numerical values we can look at. It's just vague Kai. We know that God Kai can fight other God Kai, like how Vegeta was in that souped up Super Saiyan Blue when he was able to beat a fresh, brand new God of Destruction.
yeah, yeah. Like yeah, and that's what I'm trying to say. Like I even look at Topo. Like I know Topo's not Beerus to the other guys of destruction, power levels. But like if you got a destruction, that means you should have like some insane numbers of strength. But the way he was defeated was kind of like, huh? That made no sense. And I feel like I definitely feel like one thing about me, and I have always talked about this to me in general, and this is something I noticed too, because I'm bringing up a point you brought up last week about Vegeta. One thing I noticed about this too, Vegeta, you have Vegeta go in his base form, like in the first Super Saiyan form, right? So he know I noticed one thing about one thing I also noticed about Vegeta is that I like the Vegeta in this arc too. I like Vegeta too because I think Vegeta, especially like the last episode when Vegeta got kicked off and he acknowledged that Goku, I'm putting the hope into you. I feel like that was a phenomenal moment, and the way he was trying to go through, he was using Bulma voice, is doing the Bulma voice through all that. But one thing I noticed too, this is something I after watching last week's episode, like the latest episode of Vegeta, I noticed when he's not Super Saiyan, blue, or he's not regular Super Saiyan, his punch. Well, he was out of stamina too, so he was out of energy. So that does make sense. But I was like, he wouldn't like his punches wasn't even affecting German. He and German was just like tossing him around like a doing lanky. Like what the world?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and and while a lot of people will say, ah, it was pure bullshit the way he was able to defeat Toppo. Here's the thing: the reason Vegeta was able to beat Toppo is because of a much greater theme
yeah,
that revolves around Vegeta, and
yeah,
that theme is that it's
right,
his drive that allows him to become powerful.
yeah,
His drive as a Saiyan and his pride as being a Saiyan is what propels him to brand new levels.
yeah, yeah,
Without that drive, he would have never even gotten Super Saiyan God without having to go through that ritual or
yeah,
the form after Super Saiyan God, which he now has access to. Because of his drive, that's what propels him to become stronger. And that's how he was able to defeat Toppo.
yeah. And
And
that's also one thing I noticed too about Vegeta is that his pride, man. I get on Vegeta about his pride, but that pride really did help him against Toppo because and now I see like and for me watching that fight with Toppo, I respect Vegeta more now for his pride. So you
I
know
do
what, I
too.
can't knock you get your pride. Like he was like, look, he was like, you gave up powers, is you became more powerful, but you gave up your morals. And he says, I want to keep my morals intact while keeping my pride. And that's something I like about Vegeta, and that's why I said I love for Cheetah during this power tournament arc. It's still going on, but still, like I loved him in this tournament because I think that his character grew. Like he actually had a sense of purpose. Like, yeah, I could deal without the
Yep.
family moments, but that was some blue pill shit going on. But overall,
Hmm.
I think that Vegeta grew on me as a character. He really grew on me because I feel like wow, like the latest episode, the last episode we gave Goku with last of his energy. I'm like, wow, man, this is a sentimental moment. And Goku was like, man, I can't let Vegeta down. Like This is something about me because I know some people rip on Goku. That was like Goku's really the villain, but you know what? I gotta say this about Goku. This whole thing, this whole power tournament, and everything to me. You know what? And for me, I talked about this all the time because I was playing with the idea that in episode 109 and 110 when Goku first got Ultra Instinct, and I was thinking to myself like, what if Goku would have beat Jiren? Like, not throw him off the theme, but injure Jiren would have been interesting. And to me, and looking back on it now, I'm so glad that Jiren, in a way, because I talked about it, I was watching videos like months ago, when Jiren beat him for the first time, and I was asking myself like other earlier podcasts of DBC, like, and I know me, you, and you talked, and others talked about it, like, how the hell is Goku's going to beat Jiren? And now, like, I feel like his biggest downfall, and I said this last week, and you said it too, his ego, like his pride. He felt like he was overconfident. He was that cocky dude. With Vegeta, it makes sense because Vegeta actually has a sense of pride. Like he has a sense of purpose. Jiren is more like, I'm power hungry. I'm a demigod. I can do this. I'm gonna do that. And he's this, almighty God. That's for some reason he felt like nobody can beat him. But you got somebody like Goku. When he took advantage of Goku and said, you know what, I won this tournament. He meditated. I was like, you know what? I said that was gonna be his biggest downfall, because my thing is, when you do, and one thing I want, and also one thing I noticed about Goku too, just like Goku's get angry, get mad, and the life is on the line or the world's on the line. He gets stronger, just like both Vegeta's different, where his pride is what keeps him, what makes him a good fighter. And for me, this power tournament, I feel like the connection between Goku and Vegeta, I respect it even more now. And that's what I'm trying to say with Super, is that Super have done some good things, but I feel like they're neck and neck now when it comes to power. Now when Goku in the next episode get Ultra Instinct perfect Ultra Instinct, I think that's gonna be very hard for Vegeta to get. Now he can get it. Now I don't believe that. I believe that he will get it, but how? That's the question, though. That's the million dollar question,
Vegeta getting Ultra Instinct, I don't think that he can even get Ultra Instinct or that it's even meant for him. I mean, Vegeta, he's more so in his own particular kind of lane.
Yeah,
And in Goku, he he just needs to be more powerful than Vegeta and have the strongest form. Because I know it took it took an absolutely insane amount of power for Goku to reach Ultra Instinct. So the
yeah,
bar to get it, it would have to be very high.
yeah,
Like, in order to get Goku, I mean, in order to get Ultra Instinct, Goku had to be absolutely incinerated by his own spirit bomb.
yeah,
I don't know
yeah,
how Vegeta would be able to match that or top that.
yeah.
The
That
bar
would be,
would have to be really high to get Ultra Instinct for Vegeta. I
yeah,
just don't see him getting it.
yeah. I mean, but do you think if he got it, do you think that overall, like, I mean, because there was a question I was asking. I remember there was a question I was asking. I'll ask you a question. When Goku when Goku gets this new form, right? This perfect Ultra Instinct. Do you think now he can go toe to toe with Beerus? Do you think?
Absolutely.
Yes, because for me, I was thinking that. I was literally thinking that. I'm like, yo, if they bring back Dragon Ball Super, I want to see an arc where him and Beerus going toe to toe at it. There was no stakes, just who was the strongest. Because to me, now that Goku got it, because even I remember,
Consider all okay. Consider all of this. The first time and no, not the first time. The last time they fought,
yeah,
Goku had just gotten Super
like,
Saiyan God Red, and he was just learning
maintain it.
how to utilize that power
Yeah,
as well as maintaining it. Now, since then, he's learned and he's mastered Super Saiyan God. He's gotten Super Saiyan Blue, which allows for even stronger Kai Blast.
yeah,
And he's learned how to use that power and couple it with Kaioken, not just 5, not just 10, but times 20. So Super Saiyan Blue, he knows how to master this, stronger Kai Blast, and he has the ability to pair that with Kaioken, which makes your attacks even stronger depending upon the multiplier.
Yeah.
And now he has Ultra Instinct along with that.
Yes.
And in this new episode, it shows him mastering Ultra Instinct. I believe Goku would not only be able to go toe to toe with Beerus, but mop the floor with him and spank him.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because that's one thing, and that's one thing about the new power form. Because I feel like if he gets this form, he mastered it. So he mastered in the new episode. But when he get this new form, I want to see. That's what I'm trying. I want to see a arc where Goku actually learn how to. If he not just, I hope it. I hope it is just one of those forms where he just pushed to his limits. Because I actually want to see it become an actual form like Super Saiyan Blue. He gets it, and he gets that, and he actually it becomes an actual form, not like, okay, you know what, he's pushed to his limits. And but you know what? That's what I like about Ultra Instinct is that you push to your limits, and it kind of, it triggers it. But I think, in the next arc, if they bring it back, I want to see what can they do with that, because, and that's what I'm trying to say with Super is like I have so many questions. Like when the show ends, where they gonna go from it? Is they're gonna leave with a cliffhanger? What's gonna happen? What are they gonna do with Universe 6? I know because a lot of the universes coming back. We all know, Goku's gonna wish back all the universes that got erased and whatever. But still, like, when is it? When is it? Not when is it? But like, when is this stuff is gonna go on? Like what the possibilities, the possibility is endless of what's going on into it. But like, out of all the characters besides Goku and Vegeta, who's one of your favorite characters in Power of the Tournament? Because to me, one of my favorite characters to me, and I didn't like him. I didn't like him at first. Was Hit. I love Hit now. Like I love Hit. Like Hit from Universe 6. Hit is a dope character. Hit is a real dope character. Yeah, Hit is a dope
It's
character.
pretty cool.
Yeah, I like Hit. I like the Hit. Oh, who else I like? It was Hit. Kellen Khalifa, not so much. But if they didn't,
Yeah. Fuck those two.
yeah, there was a bunch of Mary shoes going into it. Let me
Ka-
see.
Cabo was pretty pathetic. The way he was just taken out. Dude
Kaba,
was looking real pathetic.
yeah, you mean Kaba? Yeah, Okaba. Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah,
feel like Kaba.
Cabo.
Yeah. I think definitely. I think that to me, for me, and one of my biggest things were when I talked about this to me in general. One of my biggest disappointments who got eliminated in a bitchified way that I did was a fucked up way how he got eliminated was Gohan, man. I was rooting for him to do something.
Yeah.
I know he haven't trained in years, so I knew he would get a new form, but I still expected him to be like the last three, like the final 2 or 3 survivors of Universe 7. Like I thought Gohan would have been like the MVP of this tournament. Like, but who really surprised me throughout this power tournament was Universe Android 17, because I feel like
Yeah.
Android 17 was kind of like he was way.
Android 17 put in a lot of work. He definitely proved his chops. Also, rest in peace to Android 17. Rest in peace to him.
Yeah.
It's going to be a really interesting place with one less Android around. And who knows what will become of that animal farm
Yeah.
now that it's the little baby Saiyans who are running it. Because 17's around. I mean, 17 isn't around. You remember that little farm or that animal reserve where there was like these weird dinosaurs and these big animals that 17 was looking after?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Who knows what will become of that?
Definitely, man. Definitely. I mean, definitely. And I feel like Android 17 pulled his weight. And Frieza, I kind of knew Frieza gonna be Frieza will be one of the main survivors of Universe 7, because she's beginning. He's beginning his ass. Yeah, he. I don't know why. Regardless, he. been getting his ass kicked for so long, for most like. But you know what? You know what's mad amazing to me when I was watching when Topper went God of Destruction, and he basically he knocked Frieza out of her golden form. He crushed her face, threw one on the door and rock, and guess what happens? She comes back around and gold form frees him again. I'm like, power, it don't work like that. You was knocked out. Like she was literally injured. Like she was like literally hurt. But I want you a question about power tournament beginning. I mean, do you think that power tournament would be interesting if Xenos would allow killing? Because to me, I often play with that idea, like watching it, like what if killing was allowed? Like, I mean,
Nah, that would be just fucked up.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah, it would be though, it would be.
like, like you would have a lot of dead people roaming around. It would be the last people that would be alive. It would be Goku, Vegeta, Hit. It would be the Universe 11 Pride Troopers, just just Jiren, Toppo, and maybe Dispa. And then it would be a few other people.
Yeah.
Universe, whatever that universe was, when they were talking about love, they would be the first ones. Dead. All of them would be dead right there.
Hey, you know what? I wipe my damn self. They had to go, bro. I don't know what they were thinking. Like they should have got rid of that universe. That was some fuck shit going on. I hated that universe, bro. Like when they did that fucking fusion shit, that fusion dance with love. I'm like, man, what the fuck am I watching with this silly shit, man? Like somebody eliminate these people already. Like this, it was not. Rip Me In was not needed. I hated those episodes, man. Like I feel like them episodes. Now we talk about filler. Those episodes it was not necessarily needed, but you kind of had to do it to stand it, so so you can kind of make sure other characters held up. But one thing to me, what pisses me off the most, what really pissed me off this whole moment, pissed me off the whole power tournament arc, and this is something I truly noticed to me in general. I feel like my thing is, I wish they would allow this because they allowed it with Kefla, with Khalifa and Kale, but they should have. To me, I want to see Vegeta and Goku use as Vegito and take on Jiren. Now I don't know if they would have did any damage to him, but I think that would have been an interesting fight. Two, Super Saiyan Blues, fuse taking on Jiren, but because I feel like that would have been an interesting fight.
But
But
then think about this, because last time we saw Vegito, for the few minutes he was around, I think it was like three in actuality, he was just straight up embarrassing and destroying Zamasu
yeah,
mixed with Goku Black.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
so if Vegito was back making his, I believe, second appearance in the series, Jiren wouldn't be looking so strong now, would he? So
Mm-mm.
now we'd
That's what
have
I'm trying to say. Like that's what I'm trying to say. Like I play with that thought in my head. Like why didn't Goku Vegeta
because
just
now we'd have because now we would have either the Super Saiyan Blue Vegito with darker blue hair and has Kaioken times 20 or probably times 50 or some crazy shit like that. Or we'd
okay?
have Ultra Instinct
Yeah.
Vegeta.
See that's what I'm trying
And
to say. Like
Jiren wouldn't be
I
looking
feel like
so tough down.
yeah, I definitely feel like, and I'm glad you brought that up. Like, cause now think about it. What you got? Goku, Vegeta got Limit Breaker. Goku has Ultra Instinct, and now he has perfect. He has perfect poacher, perfect master matcher, a perfect matcher Ultra Instinct, and now Goku got Kaioken times 10, times 20, and then both are blue. So it's like my thing is, dude, but Jiren would have got mopped the floor with like what can you do with that? Like that is some like God key. That is some God of destruction type power level. Like, dude, like that's what I'm trying to say. Cause like even when he did show up for those 3 minutes against the Sumatsu, right? Like he was mopping the floor with Sumatsu. Like he was mopping the floor with him. So my thing is like, why didn't they fuse it? Because like when the Zenos allowed the fuse between Kel and Khalifa, I was like, holy shit, maybe we could get Vegito, maybe we could get it. And then they didn't think it. I was like, why did maybe they had to do the fusion dance? And I know they haven't done a fusion dance in a minute. whatever. But they could have used those Emerings and it could have worked with Goku and Vegeta, because I think it would have been interesting to see that, because I think Jiren would have been eliminated early, because to me, the way Jiren, I mean, I know they build him up like that. He's a big bad guy. Well, he's not the big bad, but he's the overarching guy that Goku has to take on. And one thing I will say though, one thing I really truly say to me, I really was proud. I thought that Toppo would have been like, it would have been Toppo. I thought it would have been. This is my huge letdown to this tournament. I thought it would have been Goku, Vegeta, Toppo, and Jiren be the last survivors. But things happen. Things happen like that. But whatever.
Yeah, and I gotta say, the biggest disappointment of this tournament was Gohan. He had
Yeah,
so much potential.
yeah,
We had not seen him go Super Saiyan 2 one fucking time. And we saw him be able to keep up for a little bit with Super Saiyan Blue. He was
yeah,
able to fight on par with Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Yet all we saw was this mystic white bullshit. We
yeah,
didn't see Super
yeah.
Saiyan 1 much, and
And
we
for me,
didn't ever see Super Saiyan 2.
yeah,
And
and
also this, and also this, the intro, the previous intro, the previous intro for this, for Dragon Ball Super, before we then had the short intro, showed not only Goku with Kaioken, but it also showed him and Gohan fighting. So we actually were alluded to the possibility of Gohan being someone that would be one of the last few in the tournament. And then what we actually got when it came down to the finals was a massive disappointment.
yes,
Gohan is now the sacrifice. Instead of being this cool father and son Super Saiyan battle,
yes.
instead we got son sacrificing himself. Father is the only one left, and he's going to backpack and carry this shit with Ultra Instinct.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. For me, like this tournament, even my problems with Rivian stuff and the Kevin Khalifa shit, but like Gohan was a huge letdown, man. Like I love Gohan. Like Gohan's like my second favorite character besides Goku, and like Gohan, dude, I was so excited for him. Like I watched that episode, I think episode 60 or 61, and like he's going toe to toe with Blue, and he's giving like he giving Goku a hard time, dude. Like they going run for his money. I mean, they going at it, dude. And the way he got eliminated, I'm like, oh my god, man, that was terrible, dude. Like, and I'm a firm believer that like what's Tamararu, I believe he hate Gohan, dude, because I believe that like I have said this many times before, not many times before me and you have argued, not argued, but debated on the topic about. I said this, I'll keep saying this, I can't say this no more. Gohan should be up there power level wise with Goku and Vegeta. He should be Super Saiyan guy. I don't give a damn what nobody say. Gohan
He
should be up.
definitely should. He definitely should, considering how he was pretty much the toughest thing around back in Dragon Ball Z Kai. For those
Yes,
of you that can remember, back in 2010, I believe when the show was being aired, Gohan was the toughest person alive. Vegeta was dead. Goku was dead.
yeah,
Gohan picked up the slack. He was able to wield the Z sword, and he was able to fight and take on Boo. He was the
yeah,
strongest person around. Now he's reduced to being Goku's weak ass son who can barely take a fucking laser blast from base form Frieza in the resurrection arc.
yeah. Definitely. And that's what I'm saying. Like I look at it, I have said it so many times. I know people have debated me on this topic. Like Gohan easily should be up there with with his father. Like, yo, dude, like I have always said this before. Gohan He's my favorite character. And the way it's so much potential because I'm sitting there thinking to myself, like, holy shit, maybe he could be the last survivor. Maybe he could be help his dad out. And then the way he died, the way he went out, bro, he went out like a bitch. But I'm like, man, god damn it, man, he let me down. That was a huge letdown of me, dude. I'm like, wow, man, he could have Gohan really could have, reached a new level. He could have reached it. And like, wow, looking at Gohan now. And that's what I'm trying to say. And I have said this many times because if you go to Cell Games, I know we talked about last week about Cell Games, like Cell Games, Gohan was the hero. And that's why I say Cell Games is easily up there, along with the Namek Saga. It's easily up there. The two best storylines up there. You can either put one or two. It doesn't matter what order you put it in. Cell Games is my favorite one because Gohan defeated Cell. Yeah, he had strength from his dad, but still, like he went Super Saiyan 2. And like one thing I liked about character Gohan arc, and I feel like we have not got this with Gohan ever since the show, that ever since he became adult. I feel like Kid Gohan had so much depth to him. Like the whole point where he was like, he's seeing, Cell Jr.'s whooping his friends' asses, and Cell's like, let go, do what you're supposed to do. With Goku was like, he's always angry. With Goku's, he's angry. So it's easy to get him to that level because Goku is always that type of person. Then you got Gohan, and I think it's Chi Chi fault it's Chi Chi fault for the way the way he is, because she never wanted him to be a warrior, a fighter. But like you see him, he's holding back. He's like, he was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. And then he let it go. He's like, fuck this, I'm letting it go. And he finally went Super Saiyan 2. I'm like, holy shit. Like that's what I'm trying to say. Like people don't understand about Gohan, dude. And for me, I'm a Gohan fanboy. So for me, I was really disappointed with Toriyama and how they handle his character. Cause like there's very few episodes, but I did the one moment I did like with Gohan when he was fighting. Like, I think the Vice for Universe 6, universes. I forgot what universe it was. It was the two Namecs. It was the two Namekians, and he did the Kamehameha wave on him, and he deleted his universe, and he for 1 second thought like, "Fuck, man, damn, it got erased." And I'm like, wow. And you never got nothing from it after that. It's just like, okay, he just was just there and he got eliminated. I'm like, wow, man, we could have. And that's my thing that, for me, that I feel like Dragon Ball Super, it has moments, but it's good. But like overall, so overall, my point is to me in general. So like it's like so like because I mean so like is a question I'm going to ask you, Mortify, before Dragon Ball Super. Like when did you start fading out Dragon Ball Z? Like when did you start when you didn't watch the show for a couple of years and then you got back into it?
What was that?
I said what year? Like when you like I say 2016. I started watching Dragon Ball. I started watching Dragon Ball. I've always been a fan of the show, love the show, but I just started watching it, especially as GT. When you start watching Dragon Ball Z, when you start watching it and start back watching it, like what year did you stop? Was it at GT?
Well, the year I stopped watching Dragon Ball was when it came off of Toonami. And then I decided to, well, look into all the later arcs that I hadn't seen, like Dragon Ball Z Kai. I
Yeah,
caught up to Dragon Ball Z Kai just as I heard the news that there was, in fact, a Dragon Ball Super. Then I caught up to Dragon Ball Super. It
yeah,
was at about I believe something like 50 episodes. So
yeah,
the Goku Black
yeah.
saga had already just finished, and that was around the point where I had gotten into Dragon Ball Super. So about 2016, maybe 2015.
I was the same time because I remember it was misguided. It was misguided. I don't know if he's still around no more, but misguided Mental, and it was Mental Universe. They put me on Goku Black arc. I watched around 50, 51 episodes, and I'm like, okay. And I watched Goku Black. I hate him at first. I'm like, okay, I like fucking Goku Black. I like him as a villain. And I was like, holy shit. And I started watching it again. And now I'm now back into my DBZ fandom. Like, I'm back as a fan now. Like, it got me hyped up, like I'm I'm been very excited for it. So definitely, I think definitely I got back into the show. And to me, in a way, but you know what? I think I stopped watching Dragon Ball Z after GT. Because besides Gogeta and Super Saiyan 4, Goku, Super Saiyan 4, Vegeta, I just stopped watching GT because that show was a huge letdown, man. That show was terrible, dude. Like I'm not saying like power levels. Like I did enjoy Super Saiyan 4 Goku because I feel like he was OP as hell. Even when he was a kid, even when Goku was a kid, he was OP as hell. So with Vegeta,
It was ridiculous and bogus, but you can't lie. The concept of the dragons turning evil and
yeah,
turning rogue is
that
pretty
was dope.
cool.
That was dope. That was dope. And that's the only thing I got from it in the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta.
My favorite villain will always remain
Shenron.
to be Omega Shenron, but I
Yeah,
do like Goku Black.
yeah. Yeah. What was was there another Boo? Was it another kid Boo in GT2 where it was Pan, Trunks, and Goku?
I don't remember. All
I
I
remember though
remember,
because it was a show. It was some network that was playing the old episode of it was a baby Boo. It was baby Boo actually. Yeah, it was baby Boo actually. I forget. Now I remember what it was baby Boo. It was baby Boo, and he was going around in different scenes. Body it was going to different from body to body, and it was Trunks, Pan, and I think it had to be Goku. I can't remember. I don't watch GT like that because that show break my fucking heart. But I did enjoy Mega Shenron. I think he was the only highlight in Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Gogeta was the only thing was the highlight to that show. But the rest of that show, I could deal without. Like Goten, he was a bitch to show. And it was even Gohan in this show? Well, was he Gohan?
uh,
Was he?
I,
Guys in the
I
chat,
think
Gohan in Excalibur or whatever, a Green Pill game. It was Gohan and GT? Because I'm trying to fucking figure that out. I'm really trying to figure that out myself.
I don't know, but I do remember Future Trunks being a teen in GT.
Yeah.
But also another cool thing out of the very few that was GT was Omega Shenron's attack, the minus energy ball, where he throws this insane blast similar to the spirit bomb, where it's just this dark black energy.
Yes.
And it's the energy of a rogue Dragon Ball. That's pretty cool.
That was
And
cool. Yes.
and and and, and, and not only is it this rogue Dragon Ball, but it is this rogue dragon that has devoured all of the other Dragon Balls. Hence why you see these 7 Dragon Balls on his chest, because
Yes.
he's devoured them all.
Yeah. But there's one thing that Super Saiyan for Goku was basically wrecking. He was wrecking. He was wrecking the Mega Shenron, bro. He got wrecked by Super Saiyan for Goku, man. He was getting wrecked, dude. He got wrecked. Oh, I also did like the tail. I also like they brought back the tail too, because I enjoyed that. I actually like that tail aspect of the scenes with the tails and stuff like that. I actually enjoy that aspect too. That I feel like that was a dope concept. That's what I like about GT too. We actually gotta do a whole episode about that too, because GT has some good things. It just didn't execute it so well. But let me see what to talk about before I end this podcast. Anything else to talk about? Dragon Ball wise before we end the podcast? More
What was that?
anything else? Anything else? What else have we haven't discussed before we end this podcast? Because I don't want to drag this thing out. So we're talking in circles here. But what is
Yeah,
it?
well,
What
yeah,
is it?
well, I would say that I'm definitely looking forward to episode 129, which comes out next week, where
Yes,
it shows him mastering, where it shows Goku
yes. That's my
mastering
yes,
Ultra Instinct. I
yes,
look forward to seeing Jiren get mopped. The
yes,
Invincible God, doesn't look so invincible anymore. That's for sure.
Yes. And for me, I'm definitely to close the episode out, definitely episode one is 129, right? 129. Goku get Ultra Instinct. I can't wait to see Jiren get his ass kicked. I want to see his cocky ass get his ass kicked. I'm getting tired of his arrogant ass anyway. So, guys, this is episode 7. This is episode 6. Is episode 7 of the Dragon Ball podcast. I don't do this on Sunday. I'm sorry, guys, for doing it late. For me, I want to end you to come on the show, but he's doing live stream. I'll check his live stream after this. But yeah, this is episode 7 of Dragon Ball podcast. See you guys next Sunday around 12. Peace.